Morning and welcome to Sports Central. Returning on your screens this beautiful morning to look at exciting stories around the world of sport. Returning a day after we saw massive actions across different centers in the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup. Well, we're expecting more matches today, and we'll also review games that happened yesterday across different centers. We'll also be taking a look at the world of tennis with some top-level competitions still up and running. Top names still being part of the conversation, and we'll take a look at who wins it and who has also exited the competition. We'll look at the world of transfers, big movers in the last 24 hours, who's moving and who's staying. Will also form the crux of our conversation. I'm Mutabe David, and I'm so delighted to be back. Don't forget, you can also follow us on our social media platform, Spectrum Live.ng, and together would form all of these conversations with you. But before we extensively look at stories around the world of sports, let's first of all bring you up to speed with big development making rounds in the exciting world of sports. Welcome to the show. We begin the conversation this morning from the world of basketball, where new D Tigers head coach David Faxdell has set to lead Nigeria into his first competitive assignment as the team looks to revive his 2027 FIBA Men's Basketball World Cup qualifying campaign in the third window of the African qualifiers. The third qualification window will be held from July 2nd to 5th, with Nigeria taking on Tunisia, Guinea, and Rwanda in a crucial bid to boost their qualification hopes in Angola. The tournament represents a pivotal stage for the Tigers, who need a strong showing to keep their World Cup aspirations alive. Fixdale, a two-time NBA champion and former Miami Heat assistant coach, was appointed in May to lead the team's resurgence after a disappointing start to the qualifiers. Heading into the third window, Nigeria have won one of their opening 3 games and suffered 2 defeats, leaving them in a precarious position. However, a strong performance in this round could significantly improve their chances of advancing to the next phase. The United States-born coach has assembled a squad blending experienced internationals with emerging talents as Nigeria seek to return to winning ways. Away from that, NBA superstar LeBron James is leaving the Los Angeles Lakers and will continue his career with another team. James has spent the past 8 seasons with the Lakers and helped the franchise win the 2020 NBA title. He has played alongside his son Bronny James since 2024. James' agent Rich Paul told reporters that James had informed the Lakers of his decision as a courtesy so that they would be prepared for the start of free agency. Teams and players could begin talking at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, while players can't officially sign with teams until July 6. News of verbal agreement could emerge before then. But with the free agency period approaching, LeBron James has been linked with a possible return to Cleveland Cavaliers or Miami Heat, both clubs he led to titles, or with a move to join his 2024 USA Olympic teammate Steve Curry on the Golden State Warriors. Away from that to the world of tennis, where Serena Williams has come close to a sensational comeback win on a Wimbledon return before narrowly losing an epic 3-setter to Maya Joint. 4 years ago, the American great waved what many thought would be a final goodbye to Center Court after a first-round loss to France's Harmony Tarn. But on Tuesday, the 44-year-old received an electric reception as she stepped back onto pristine grass courts, on which she won 7 singles and 6 women's doubles titles. And 1,462 days after her last point at the All England club, Williams demonstrated her never-give-up mentality to save a match point and force a deciding set against a player 24 years her junior. Despite the crowd's best attempt to help Williams open the latest chapter of her tennis career with victory, Australia's Joint held firm to claim a 6-3, 6-7, 6-3 win. Williams congratulated Joint at the net before lapping up the ovation that came her way as she made her exit. And now to the world of football, where the Nigeria Premier Football League has tentatively fixed the weekend of August 27 to 29th for the kickoff of the 2026 and 2027 season, following a joint stakeholders meeting involving the National Sports Commission, the Nigerian Football Federation, the NPFL, and club owners in Abuja. According to the approved football calendar, the season will run until May 28, 2027, with a timeline also incorporating fixtures for the President's Federation Cup, as organizers seek to maintain a more structured domestic football schedule. The 2026 and 27 season will also usher in a new era financially after National Sports Commission Chairman Shehu Diko announced that the league champions will receive 1 billion naira in prize money, the biggest winners pose in the history of Nigerian Football Club. The enhanced prize money is part of broader reforms aimed at improving the commercial value and competitiveness of the NPFL while attracting greater investment into the domestic game. Still talking football, Kylian Mbappé became the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup knockout matches as France cruised past Sweden 3-0 to set up the last 16 tie with Paraguay. The strike in each half took Mbappé to 10 knockout stage goals, while he now shares the lead in the Golden Boot race at this tournament with Argentina's Lionel Messi, with both on 6 goals. An offside flag denied Mbappé 20th minute opener before he struck the post when Jules Koundé low cross found the striker with the goal gapping. 8 minutes into the second half, Bradley Bacola ran onto a cute Olisa pass and rifled the ball in at the near post. Kylian Mbappé got his second in the 74th minute when he ran onto another fine Olisa pass and called the ball past Widel Setastrom. Victor Gyökeres should have scored a late consolation after being played through a goal, but the Arsenal striker was denied by France keeper Mike Maignan. Paraguay, who defeated Germany on penalties on Monday, will be France's next opponents in Philadelphia on Saturday, July 4th. That's all we have in Sports Wrap-Up at this time. We'll take a very short breather, and when we return, we'll have more extensive conversation on all of these sports stories and much more. Do stay with us.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to another exciting moment. We look at intricacies in the world of sports. It is Sports Central, and my name is Blyden Kim. On Sports Central this morning, one key talking point will be about the World Cup, nothing more than the World Cup. The drama unfolding in the round of 32. Well, now we're talking about Kylian Mbappé scoring 6 goals at the World Cup, taking his tally past closest tally and becoming the second highest goal scorer in the history of the World Cup. Lionel Messi is still topping the chart in the history of it, after playing 29 games in all, and we're talking about 19 goals. Kylian Mbappé, 18 goals in that regard, massive. 18 for 18 games, absolutely fantastic so far. Well, we'll also look at the very fact that after beating that open in France, Kylian Mbappé scored a brace, and the manager, when you have the manager prostrate and bow for you, then it shows the quality you've brought in world football. Is the story of Kylian Mbappé. They say, and maybe we found the best player at the World Cup so far. Similarly, in the course of the show, we'll talk about some legends, the likes of Serena Williams also being beaten by Maya Joint on singles return. Well, the expectations for Serena Williams was so high, but at the end of it being beaten as expected. The Nigerian Premier Football League have set a date to start the season, to kickstart the season, one that many people are looking forward to. Sadly, and from a Akwa Ibom perspective, no team from Akwa Ibom would feature in the Nigerian Premier League. Similarly to what's happening at the NLO, disagreement here and there amid two clubs disagreeing. And we'll get to talk about all of the details that comes with all of this, but I'm not alone in the house. This one today is doing the sports wrap up. What Infinity also being part of the mix in the course of it, we'll talk about all of these stories. Mr. David, good morning. Good to see you.
An absolute delight to be back, Blyden. Quite excited. Returning with mixed feeling. One would be about Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast to be very precise, being knocked out yesterday, and on the other, it would be about the quality of football we've seen, especially at the knockout stage of the World Cup.
I'm talking about the quality of football at the knockout stage of the World Cup. Unfortunately, a quick one, I don't know, we stood out for you so far, but massive performances from France.
Definitely, I'm just excited to be back in Stoke Sports.
All right, unfortunately, forget about the preambles. Let's go into action proper then and talk about the details that come to it. And we start from home in this particular one. It has to do with basketball, and we're talking about a new coach of the D Tigers, Fadel, drilling the D Tigers ahead of the World Cup. I want to really be interested in. We're talking about David Festel officially beginning drilling Nigeria's main basketball team, D Tigers in Luanda, Angola. Getting further exciting in all of this because the numbers count differently for some of these sides, and the drama continues to unfold even further. Well, funny Tina, more drama, especially when you talk about the D Tigers. They've really not done so well in recent times. Well, is this man the change that we're looking forward to better performance about the D Tigers?
Well, I don't know if it's going to be the change. I think we've not seen him yet. He was appointed in May, not yet to have an official match with the D Tigers of Nigeria. So we still fingers crossed. Let's see what he has for us. But I would say he's coming on the back of a lot of promises. He was the assistant coach at Miami Heat, so. That's a lot, Nigeria's expected, or you were wanting the end of the year, you should be able to do something for Nigeria. But let's also, rule out the fact that the Tigers of Nigeria have been disappointed in the past 4 years. The past 4 years for Nigerian men's basketball team has been very, totally shambolic. And for Fisdale, I don't know if he's the right man for that job, but I think he has his work cut out for him now, because we look at what he's been expected to do. Currently, Nigeria is very low, when you talk about teams who might be qualifying for the FIBA World Cup. So it's going to be very sad if he cannot change that for Nigeria. At the end of it, I'm expecting something quite good. We have to face, I think Tunisia is still there. We've got to face other nations as well. So for Fisdale, his job, he's already, welcome some players to the camp now. Today, about Chimezie and Menchu and the likes of them. Regular names has been in the B Tigers list. So I don't know what's going to be different this time around because same names. Would it be, different tactical approach to the game? Let's see what happens. I think July is just around the corner. So we'll just wait and see.
Well, the 10th qualification window will be held from July 2nd to 5th in that regard with Nigeria taking on Tunisia and then Guinea, Rwanda in a crucial bid to boost in our qualification hopes in Angola. But once you really see the performance and what we turn out at the end of it for the D Tigers with the new manager being in charge of the team, and first we talked about it, and the question is actually will it just be a change of tactics because you're looking at quality players, similar kind of players, and have been to the national team in time past, but we're saying in all sports the impact of a new coach, when a coach comes in with a different kind of mentality, a different kind of demand, it's one that we have to look forward to and expect a better performance from them. And now quickly, let's talk about the Nigerian in that regard that's done the most in terms of performance in the world of basketball. It will be Precious Achua, who has agreed to re-sign with the Sacramento Kings on a 2-year contract, $11.5 million contract. Veteran forward originally joined the team in 2025 in the new deal after posting a career best 10.1 points and 6.7 rebounds per game in 73 appearances. A duration of the deal 2 years with David. A Precious Chua, absolutely fantastic.
Well, I would say consolidating on his fine performance in the recently concluded season. When you do better, it is expected that you should also be rewarded. I do not think there will be any franchise who would actually want to give a new deal to any player who's not performing at the height and level of it. So for me, Achin was done really well, and I think he's also deserved this particular new deal. As a matter of fact, you've talked about the level of experience he's got, particularly in the NBA scene. So somehow, this is also a very big win for him as an individual player. And then a big win as well, especially for this country. Talk about the D Tigers as well. So a really good, I must say, at the moment. And I'm looking forward to seeing the start of the season, what becomes of the Sacramento Kings, because they've actually been in the shadow of themselves the recently concluded season. Will it be the man who is still shining, being that shining light for the Sacramento Kings? I never know at the moment, but I think the man is a valuable addition due to this particular deal.
Well, the number is not so big in that regard. 10 point, how many points? 10 points and 6.7 rebounds. Yeah. Not so much to talk about, but the fact that he holds his place,
whenever he comes up
for something anyway, from that perspective. But quickly, let's get and talk about a man that's dominated NBA for how many years now? 24th season would be for the man, LeBron James. And last time out, we've talked about it when the son joined him at the NBA's franchise. We're talking about LA Lakers, and now he's come out to say he's going to be leaving them in the 88 tenure that included the 2020 NBA championship in that regard. At 41 years of age, we're talking about the all-time leading scorer and is retiring and officially set to hit the free agent market. Well, for you want to talk about an iconic player in the world of basketball, definitely LeBron James in that direction. But not many people saw it coming that the marriage between LeBron James and LA Lakers is going to come. You saw it coming. Well,
I think for LeBron James, there's always been that talk about reuniting with Steph Curry. They played in the 2014 Olympic stage together. There's always been that talk about going to the Golden State Warriors. In fact, when he left the Miami Heat, back to the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2016 before winning that championship with them, where it talks about reuniting with Steph Curry, at Golden State Warriors. It never materialized. So people are saying now is the time, just before he calls it a wrap on his career, because we all know LeBron James maybe one more season, because I think in his last season, that was the poorest season for him since he became the first choice draft pick for the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2003. So for LeBron James, it's just, I think it's now one last dance for him, and the Golden State Warriors look the most viable option for him at this point. So for LeBron James, I knew Lakers was done and dusted. I'm just wondering what's next for Bronny James, because now your father is no longer there. What's the chance that you get to be picked by the team? Because he might just be leaving the team as well. Maybe joining his father with the Golden State Warriors, because that's the side he's set to join after the
I'm quite concerned about LeBron James joining the Golden State Warriors, because I would look at it as being more like a reunion with his former franchise, and of course getting back to his former teammates as well, Steph Curry. But critically look at it from sporting perspective. Will it be a quality addition for the Golden State Warriors? That's another question, because when I look at the Golden State Warriors, the recently concluded season, they were far from convincing. I mean, we've had times where, Steph Curry is not part of the team and they're losing, dropping points we've also had times where he's also part of the team and they're also dropping points. They have been far from the best of, the Golden State Warriors we used to know. So LeBron James going there, a man who's had recurring, issues with injuries, particularly the just concluded season, are playing fewer games as well. How does it actually improve the Golden State Warriors? I think that's only my concern at the moment. Typically for me, I actually expected the man to, call his shots after this particular season, but it looks like he still want to play. We never can tell. A few matches before he calls his around.
Well, just to cue from what UT said, he said he doesn't know if it's going to be a quality addition to the Golden State Warriors. Just like Ronaldo, if Ronaldo is 45 and he decides to join the team, it makes the business point of it. So the Golden State Warriors, I think they're going to be the let's say the highest revenue generating team in the next season, as long as LeBron James is on that team. It's just what it is. LeBron James is the blueprint in the NBA.
His addition that means maybe certain youngster would have had that potentials of playing really well for the Golden State Warriors limited. Yeah. That's another thing we're looking at the moment. Except
what youngster is better than LeBron James? What youngster is better than LeBron James? Except
I'm looking at
number one draft pick. Yeah, we know they didn't get the number one draft pick.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be a number one draft pick. I mean, we've got all of the players that are superstars at the moment. We're not number one draft pick. We can go on and not mention names, basically.
What number one draft pick? Even
how many number one draft
Hold on, let me make a point so you understand. Okay. It's better than the money the club has to, the franchise has to make.
LeBron James at the moment is undependable.
No, he's talking about the money.
Talk about the business part of it.
That's what we're talking about.
I was looking at from the sporting part of it. So, how many points would they gather with LeBron James with the side?
And I can look at it. You can look at it from the sporting. You can't even talking about the sporting aspect without looking at the business. Without looking at the business part of it.
Warriors. So what they'll be doing at the moment? Certainly, they're not actually part of the conversation of winning the NBA title.
You never can tell
LeBron James.
Well, it's been a talk about basketball, the way basketball runs through, and key talking point. When everyone's talking about LeBron James finishing, somehow the record says differently in that direction. He might not play many games, but his average through the 2024-2025 NBA regular season, LeBron James posted a personal win-loss record of 44 wins to 26 losses with the Los Angeles Lakers. During this campaign, he averaged 24.4 points, 8.2 assists, and 7.8 rebounds across 70 regular season games. So the numbers still stack, and especially when he hitting 24.4 points.
Standard.
Yes, absolutely. But for a regular player, and it's still better than even young players that are coming, because most young players will hit this number we're talking about for LeBron James.
Just leaving the Lakers side, there are really quality started. The Golden State Warriors are not the same with the Lakers.
Now, Lakers better than Golden State Warriors. Yes.
Yes. 2016.
They have to be better.
Really
no,
better.
Even currently.
No, 2016. They were one of the best sides.
The Lakers are better than the Golden State.
In the last 3 years, maybe you can talk about this year. In the last 2-3 years, and we know how things change in the NBA. The Golden State Warriors has been better than the Lakers.
Last 2 seasons has been very terrible for
maybe this season he just said this season. I'd rather take this season. Lakers last season, it was the upper season. The Golden State Warriors in recent times been better than the Lakers.
Well, apart from
this last season,
I personally do not know the indices.
Apart from this last season,
the last 2 years, they have been really terrible sides.
How to even look at it is in qualifications to the playoffs. Yeah. Apart from this season, our previous season, it had to be during the end of a trade deal that improved Lakers a bit. Lakers were terrible compared to the Golden State Warriors. But this season, you can say Lakers have been better than the Golden State Warriors from that angle. And one would listen. And it brings back a conversation about what better bromance it would be for LA Lakers. LeBron James at the time want to leave to join the Golden State Warriors. What's his name? Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I don't know what bromance it is, leaving your son to join Steph Curry. They come from the same area.
Players,
not the same era of players anyway.
2 quality players.
Yeah, in terms of, when you say best friend, in terms of age gap, come on. But I can understand they come from the cliffside, the Cleveland area and all of that. Come on.
Bronny isn't quality, so why should he stay?
Why did he bring his son there and leave him?
He walks his son.
He does what every father would do. Showed him the rope, now it's for him to climb the rope. But basically what it is, it has to do with sporting activities, an interesting feature. And quickly, we have to leave the world of basketball and go straight into the world of basketball, into the world of tennis. Plenty talking point around it. It would be Wimbledon. And at Wimbledon, we have Italian Berrettini ending Stan Wawrinka's Wimbledon career. And we're gripping for our win. Quite a game in that. We're talking about Vatten and Safe MP, 2-stone, Shelton in 5-set thriller at Wimbledon. And Taylor Fritz breezes into second round with straight set victory. And the likes of Alexander Zverev also a dropping set in tough a block Wimbledon win. Well, the big guns somewhat somehow, despite being difficult, are adding up the number in this one for
Berrettini now, I think he's made himself an answer to a trivia question. Who was the man who defeated Stan Wawrinka in his last Wimbledon campaign? Has to be Matteo Berrettini.
Why is Wawrinka even competing?
He announced at the end of last season that this season is my last year. So every competition he gets to face it is his last. So that's what it is for. I think he gave a good account of himself. He won one particular set in this match against Matteo Berrettini. But Berrettini is also an old head when you want to look at the years he spent on tennis court. So more of the same now, veterans in the game. But kudos to Stan Wawrinka. It's been a very, very, very good career for himself. Not really being one of the best when you want to talk about it, but you would always count Stan Wawrinka as one of the biggest tennis players of his era. So congratulations to him. And for Matteo Berrettini, not just about beating Stan Wawrinka, what's next for him? Because people will be expecting him to do quite well in the Wimbledon Open.
Well, people expect him to do quite well in the Wimbledon Open. Let's talk about a big man a bit before we switch gear and talk about other people. Stan Wawrinka. I was saying the last time out for him at Wimbledon, and this year would be the end of all the story that comes with Stan Wawrinka. Well, the records are stacked in favor of him, one way or the other, no matter how you want to disrespect what he's done over the years. Stan Wawrinka holds a career single match, a record of 589 to 388, and that is 589 wins, 388 losses. He has won 16 ATP Tour single titles, including 3 Grand Slam championship, and reached a career high, the ranking of world number 3. Well, to David, not many players in the world of tennis have been able to win 3 Grand Slams. Even the likes of Alexander Zverev that's been here, we can tout him to be one of the big players now.
He's won one.
Yeah, he just won
29.
yesterday, 29.
He could win 3 before
Stefano Tsitsipas.
Until it gets to happen. The likes of Stefano Tsitsipas have been around for ages, not being able to win it. It is Edge talking about Stan Wawrinka, one of the big guns, especially in a generation where you had Andy Murray, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and then it came the Serbian Novak Djokovic joining it. So 4 big players in that generation. They should manage to be world number 3. Because when you talk about world number 3, you might be saying Federer, what's it called? Andy Murray. Andy Murray will come last. We'll talk about the rest. So a long list. So he managed to find himself in world number 3. Massive respect for the guy. But don't worry, don't talk about him. Let's continue. Still in Wimbledon, we go to the women's game. The big story will have to do with Serena Williams being beaten by Maya Jones on single return. The likes of Ella advancing to Wimbledon second round for the first time. And Alina Rybakina surviving a Boston Skate to advance at Wimbledon. I just have to talk about the big woman, Serena Williams. When she came back, everyone talked about the fanfare, excitement, but she's being beaten.
Well, I always knew that she's actually coming in to entertain, an occasional player, basically for me, because I really do not see, Serena Williams at 44, being that Serena Williams we used to know. It is quite good because she comes in into the courts, train, exercise herself, and then goes back after just one game. Really sad at the moment, but it is what it is. It was quite expected that she will be, beaten somehow. We're talking about a player she's 25 years younger than. So you'd actually know that, first of all, age is not on your side. And we're also talking about a player who's training and playing at the height and level of it against you as well. So for me, Serena Williams, maybe I'll come back as a wild card in the next tournament. You never can tell, and then I get being beaten. But I think it's quite, exciting at the moment, because when I see how Elena Rybakina won that particular game yesterday, it is really questionable about the very fact that the Wimbledon is really competitive. I mean, it wasn't just an outright, win, especially for, the Kazakhstan international Elena Rybakina. So one would actually, look at Elena Rybakina and say, come on, she has to improve, especially on tour. And that by extension means that she has to improve, especially in her next game. But congratulations to Elena Rybakina. Pretty sad for Serena Williams. She has to go very early.
Well, right now, Serena Williams shadows the conversation. No one cares about these other people at the moment. Let's talk about Serena for a bit. Unfortunately, I think she's done better than her sister in her return.
She is?
Yeah. When
her sister won one single game.
She hasn't won.
It wasn't
her sister won her first single return.
Grand Slam.
The only win.
You could have thought, with the performances, how you could have thought maybe if she were playing playing a 250 tournament, 500
Yeah,
tournament,
maybe.
maybe should have gotten a victory.
Just maybe.
What do you think Serena Williams' sister gets to a Grand Slam and not be beaten 6-1, 6-1?
But still, that was
Six
conversation.
losses.
Just like you two saying about LeBron James in the NBA, people were asking the question because she got a wild card. How have we given to another superstar?
The last wild card.
You understand? So now you.
That's why it's called a wild
We all
card.
knew Serena Williams was going to lose in her first game.
We all know the wild card would lose in the first game.
No, you can say
No,
that.
not all
Well,
wild
you can
most
say that.
times.
No,
Yeah,
most
not all
times.
wild
Yeah.
cards.
She's not the only wild card. There are many wild cards in
But
there.
the
How many of them has won that first game?
But the organizers of the event know how many are Serena
That would
Williams
be
to bring
absolutely.
to the court. So it's just one day they decided to go for the business part. So
Almost,
She's a better wild
almost,
card. I want to watch
almost
her.
the
A wild card.
almost of course the entire attendee supported her to win.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, she didn't. So somehow she didn't win on the court, but she generated money.
Well, a generated money, what David is saying. Everyone, the TV rights, all of it. Everyone wants to see what Serena Williams would do. And I'm saying, go Serena, don't give up, go. Unless maybe next season have to continue watching Serena Williams. You never
she's
can
seen
tell.
the doubles with her sister.
Yeah.
Venus, yeah.
Venus Williams doubles in the Wimbledon. So we still gonna watch her.
I'm sad. Why you in a double with Venus? Find a younger superstar
people.
play the double with you. The two of you in a double? Oh, me. Well, we have to go on a quick break, and when we're back, it would be football stories all around the world. Talk about the World Cup and what's happening in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Also, ready to kickstart the season. It would be holistic conversation and moving forward. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. It's your Sports Central. And my name is Blyden Wikimu. Funny Tennis here with me for company. Going nowhere. And now we're ready for football stories around the world. As usual, I say, football, here we go. In football stories, we begin from a home scene, and Nigerian Premier Football League. We hear the 2026-2027 NPFL season to begin in August and in May 2027. Well, to our data ads, is it a sign of good preparedness? Most often than not, we always have that situation to get to start the season shifting a bit.
Well, it didn't happen last
Did
year.
I say shifted? I'm going there. I said shifted a bit. Shifted, and afterwards shift again, and afterwards shift again. Last season seemed different. And are we looking at still better preparation moving forward to the season? The season begins in August and ends in May 2027.
I think the new MPFL board are quite different from the defunct LMC we used to have back then.
They're not Nigerians, huh?
They are. But I think the organization process of the MPF for the last 2 seasons have really been good. I mean, other than the LMC, we never knew when the MPFL would start until I think late July. But now we're talking about still being in June or the first day of July rather.
That word,
And then,
LMC.
really good for the MPFL, I must say. It is a tentative date, so it certainly means it may be shifted again before the start of it. We never can tell. But beyond the start of the MPFL season,
Have they had the General Assembly?
yeah, they had it yesterday. They had it yesterday.
And that's when you know something is about to happen.
Absolutely. Away from
When the
the
General Assembly is so close to the town, you know something is wrong.
away from the start of the MPFL next season, I'm looking at what the MPFL board would do, because first of all, they've increased the prize money for MPFL winners to 1 billion naira, and then they also stated that every player in the MPFL should go on with at least 2 million naira every single month. So how do they tend to regulate all of that to ensure that club sides stick to whatever regulations, whatever framework they're bringing in for the new season? I think that's what I'm looking at. And of course, we already know how club sides can actually be with players and relationship and all of that.
We already know it's not going to work out.
Maybe it could work. They could actually get out something that could work.
How's it going to work out? Because the clubs have to pay from their revenue. Even clubs are not having the revenue. How are they going to pay for it? Will they give the club sides the money to pay for it?
Now that
it's a free market.
Now I know it's a free market. Now that the price money has been increased, the revenue for all participating have increased as well. They haven't come out with details, but we definitely know has been increased.
For logistics throughout the season.
I do not know how they tend to do that.
It brings back the conversation of the NPFL board creates the push for club sides.
Yeah.
We're not beginning to see ways where club sides, especially is our regulation framework that I say, well, if you can't do this, these are the consequences, especially regarding players' welfare. Now you can begin to see our club sides begin to think about other ways of generating revenue. Because right now they're not doing a good job in that regard. I don't find might have to talk about it, but let's keep and talk about Maduro's targeting WAFCON title defense 2027 a World Cup qualification up for grabs.
That's basically what it is. Super Falcons won the last one, made it 10 times. Now they're looking for 11. So that's just what it is. He wants to defend the championship we won last year and go to the World Cup. That's basically what it is.
So it's just an easy ride for him. It goes
about the Super Falcons of Nigeria, so it's easy.
We have the South African team, we have the Zambian team, we have Moroccan team, we have other teams.
But that's still the favourites.
That's just what it is.
Well, the only time I can believe that is when Jennifer Changele keeps playing for them. Without Jennifer Changele, I see them struggle. Even at that Nations Cup, if she wasn't fit, trust me, they wouldn't have won it. And that's my perspective. You can argue and say your favourite player was a star for others. But no problem. We can only wait and see who gets the right decision and the right perspective to it. Quickly, we switch gear and go to the World Cup. Exciting times at the World Cup as Erling Haaland had a wonderful strike late on 86 minutes to make Ivory Coast and send Norway into the last 16. Erling Haaland scoring 5 goals, the big guns doing what they know how to do best. An absolute fantastic man in that regard. Erling Haaland carrying this Norwegian team even further, beating Ivory Coast.
Congratulations to the Norwegian side, I must say, first of all. But I was really disappointed with the Ivorian side because I watched the game. I saw how they started, guns blazing, dominating, and was asking both of the questions against the Norwegian side. But what happened? They didn't just have that precision in the final third. I couldn't just convert the domination into clear-cut chances, and that was really, really frustrating for me. Secondly, would be about Amad Diallo coming off the bench, create that spark of restoring parity to the Ivorian team. I mean, you've got a player who came in and then scored a goal. You should have actually added more push to the Ivorian team to ask for the second goal, but they felt a little bit relaxed after, being 1-1, a level pegging between the Norwegian side until Erling Haaland scored once again, and then they started asking both of the questions. So I think for me, it also highlighted that Amad should have actually started that game. He was arguably their best player in the last 30 minutes of that encounter coming off the bench. So really good for the side, but at the moment, another African team being knocked out. I hope other African teams that are left, the likes of Ghana, learns from this.
We really hope the likes of Ghana learn from it. But at this World Cup, it's been a story. Those who leave by the draw, I shall die by the draw. So far, we've seen teams that are expecting to go to extra time, most often than not, being beaten late in a game. Big congratulations to Erling Haaland. But quickly, we talk about Kylian Mbappé matching Lionel Messi, 6 goals in that regard, scoring 2 as France thumped Sweden in this one. Well, funny thing and not surprising, we talked about it. Everyone gave a clue that France was going to get a victory, but how good Kylian Mbappé has become?
He's the best player in the world for the past 3 years. I've said it time and time again. He's always been the best player in the world for the past 3 years. Kylian Mbappé is in the class of his own.
And has a way of making Boga step in anyway.
When you see people say
Kylian Mbappé, question will be, why has he won?
Because he's scoring goals.
Calm down.
How are you the problem of a team when you're scoring goals?
Hold on. We're not even talking about Real Madrid.
No, I'm just saying,
you can't make that incident is happening in Real Madrid. You can't make bogus statement and just walk away like that. Best player in the last 3 years, and he's analyzing and going forward. I have to take you back. Come on, how is he the best player in the world the last 3 years, and he has not won the Ballon d'Or?
It's not about the Ballon d'Or.
Only one player
in the world can win the Ballon d'Or. And just like Steven Gerrard,
and the best player in the world wins the Ballon d'Or.
Come on to say the Ballon d'Or does not really say this is the
All right,
best.
let's not continue the conversation. Don't worry, let's continue where we were. You like causing trouble. Come on. How can you be saying that? Yes, he's been a fantastic player. Let him go on and win the World Cup. Then no one argues about him being the best player.
He's done it already. He's won the World Cup once.
No, this time out. When he will be given the Ballon d'Or? Okay. Valentina has a way of stoking conversation and causing lots of trouble in it. But quickly, Raul Jimenez and Julian Quinons has helped Mexico pass Ecuador into the round of 16. The games that are taking place today. Quickly, let's talk about it. England versus DR Congo. Right back, Kwanzaa and James out for DR Congo game.
Yeah. Trent Alexander-Arnold is not good enough. All the right backs we have in England not good enough. So he didn't take any right back. There are all the right backs in that team injured. What does he do next? He had a chance to go.
Konza can actually play as well.
Okay, let's see now. He's going to resort to playing players out of position. I know we talked about.
I know you have a problem with his decision.
I have a problem with him.
With his decision, not him. Okay. You don't have a problem. But now, who wins it for you?
England, definitely. Okay. They're not going to face the outcome in the round of 16.
Why
face the outcome in the round of 16.
Because you say England wins it. It counters your first analysis.
No,
yes, it doesn't have the right. Let's see what happens. As if they're going to lose.
Yes, they're going to face DR Congo, get past DR Congo. What happens then? That's
maybe the players recover.
Recovering from the timeline of the injury. Don't miss at least 2 games.
No problem.
2 games. So you can be more.
Let's see what happens. Okay. Belgium, Senegal, David. What are we expecting? We've seen the Belgium team struggle a bit. Senegal's really struggled at this tournament, despite being African champions on the field of play, or as some will have it to say, the cup holders as it is. And now, is it a good time for rejuvenation for the Belgium side, for the Senegalese side against the Belgium side that's not truly been their true character at this World Cup?
I think the best time for Senegal to actually revive their tournament in this particular FIFA World Cup would be against Belgium. Belgium has been arguably not a really good side, particularly in this tournament. Many would also look at the very fact that they have been struggling in recent times to score goals, particularly convert chances to goals. I think Senegal should actually take all of these within their rights. But when you have 2 struggling sides face off each other, usually you don't know what to expect. But I'm actually tipping Senegal to get this one.
Is it because you're African?
Not because I'm African. I'm looking at Belgium who's also struggled in this tournament. Senegal also struggling as well. So it's a tale of 2 strugglers, basically.
Belgium seems to have a better spark than Senegal.
I do not know the spark you're talking about.
Belgium is struggling the last game. 5 goals.
They've been struggling, as a matter of fact.
Far away from struggling.
Remember Lukaku started their last game. They couldn't win anything.
They're struggling in their second game because Jeremy Doku was not part of the team.
What about the first game?
First game against was a draw against Egypt.
Who did they play in the last game?
I forgot it. I think Iraq. Yeah, Iraq. They played 5.
Everyone beats Iraq.
5 goals.
Everyone beats Iraq
in that group.
And they have to. And
they have the most goals against Iraq.
No problem. They needed that. They needed that to qualify.
All right.
Senegal also beat that opening last game.